Nicki Minaj is by far the most talked about artist, and she just debuted her most anticipated album of the year, Pink Friday, yesterday. I got my copy. Who is Nicki Minaj? She's a Trinidadian rapper and songwriter who is signed to Young Money since last August 2009. Young Money is currently the most influential hip hop group. You can't listen to the radio without hearing one of the front runners every few minutes. Between the president, Lil Wayne, and Drake, and Nicki Minaj, they are dominating the industry for over a year. Nicki Minaj has made appearances on a number of artist tracks. She has proven to be one of the most wanted artists because of her features, and they are always the bomb. She said it best. Ain't did a feature that ain't been on Billboard, honey. That was horrible. Sorry. Along with being lyrically talented, she is also known for that huge behind of hers. Now, it's speculated that it was not God-given and she got that by surgery, but I don't care. That's none of my business. I had the pleasure of meeting Mrs. Minaj in Baltimore in 2008. Brian put me on to her and her music. Back then, very few people had a clue who she was. When I met her, she was polite and she was cool. So without really knowing her music, I became a fan of her alone. Here is this young woman taking this male-dominated industry by storm. And you know how I am. I'm always rapping for the ladies. The album Pink Friday is everything that I imagined it would be. Hip-hop, pop, a little bit of rock. My favorite songs so far are Roman's Revenge and Did It On 'Em. Roman's Revenge, dare I say it, is a diss record featuring Eminem, the real Slim Shady. She's going at Lil Kim. And she's going at Lil Kim for supposedly going on her. This is tough for me because I love Lil Kim. And she will forever be the queen bee. Lil Kim is iconic. She was the first female MC to really ever do it. I can only speak for what I know. I have never heard Lil Kim disrespect Nicki Minaj. She has repeatedly demanded that Minaj pay homage to those who have opened up doors for her. And I have heard Minaj give, thanks to the woman that came before her. Perhaps Lil Kim was looking for Minaj to specifically acknowledge her. And I don't know that she didn't. It has to be a little frustrating to Lil Kim to see the next female MC come and take the spot, as Minaj puts it. Only because Nicki Minaj is a carbon copy of Lil Kim. And that's not really a horrible thing. Lady Gaga was influenced by Madonna. Ciara was influenced by Janet Jackson. Chris Brown was influenced by Michael Jackson. We all were fans at one point. I think Lil Kim's beef stems from Puff Daddy or P. Diddy or Sean Combs or whatever he's calling himself today, bringing out Nicki Minaj and Rick Ross as if they're the new Biggie and Lil Kim, which is not cool. They could never, ever, ever be Biggie and Lil Kim. And I think it's kind of disrespectful to Biggie to even make that comparison. May he rest in peace, but I'm Tupac forever. Anyway, you're probably wondering, how did I get here? I mean, this was supposed to be about Nicki Minaj. Well, you can't mention Nicki Minaj without mentioning Lil Kim. In fact, I'm sure that's why Minaj insists on talking or taking shots at Kim, to keep folks like me and you talking about it. We all love controversy. This is a business, so I respect the marketing involved. Hey, I spent my hard-earned $14.99 on Pink Friday. I didn't just get the album. I got the deluxe version. I am a fan of Nicki Minaj. I think she is more talented than most of the men on radio right now. She's entertaining to watch. She's easy on the eyes, but she cannot touch Lil Kim, the queen bee. Paved the way, and she could never, ever, ever, ever take her spot. Pink Friday is in no way hardcore, Lil Kim's first album. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Nicki, so don't play me like I'm hating. But this album definitely disappointed some consumers. They wanted to see that schizo, crazy, nasty, raw Nicki we first met when she debuted a couple years ago. Pink Friday, it'll do well mainstream. But for the underground, it just isn't anything to be excited about. I still listen to Notorious K.I.M., Lil Kim's second album, 10 years later, the whole way through. Pink Friday, I doubt it'll be on my iPod next summer. But I bought it and I support her because she's a lady and she's doing her thing. And I hope her album goes platinum because we need those numbers. If more women supported each other, not just in entertainment, we could get a lot more done. We'd be dangerous. Someone is saying, well, Miss Spivey, what about her image? She is not good for the kids. And I most certainly agree. But I'm grown and I can listen to Nicki Minaj, but I would not play her in front of my child. We have got to remember that these are entertainers and their job is to entertain. Yes, they should be held accountable for what they teach our youth. But Nicki Minaj does represent a lot of women. There are women out there who think and act the way she does, and I don't see why those women don't deserve their voice, even if it is raunchy. She doesn't represent me, but she represents somebody. One thing I do appreciate about this album is that she does not saturate it with sex. And she also reminds her barbs in many interviews to stay in school and forget about chasing boys. Above all, like I said from the beginning, when I met her, she was cool people's. So I wish that sister nothing but the best. I hope her career is long, and I hope that Lil Kim comes back out. But if she does, she better bring her A game. No matter what, I'm always a Lil Kim fan. Like Trina said, let's get together, let's make another ladies' night and an all-female tour and just stick to the music. There's enough money for everyone to prosper if they stay true to themselves. Shout out to Lil Kim. Shout out to Nicki Minaj. Shout out to all the female MCs in the game. Shout out to all the female MCs trying to break into the game. Let's get the numbers up and show the record execs that we can get some attention, that we can generate some buzz, that we can do our thing. Let's support each other. That way, we all rise. Peace.